Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a month of May. Happy new month to all of you that newly subscribed. Thank you, and you are welcome to my channel where we discuss about the importance of good mental health to our children, which is applicable to anyone. There is no one that will say that I am exceptional in this topic. Everyone deserves to know. Everyone supposed to know about the importance of the good mental health for our children. So welcome guys. So today I'm going to discuss about the self-esteem in our children. Self-esteem, and I'm so excited to discuss about this topic because this topic has to bring me back again to my previous videos, to my what I have shared with you guys in this channel previously, the importance of good mental health to our children. And as I'm talking about this self-esteem in children, it have drawn me back to all those topics that I have shared with you guys, the importance of love and support to our children. So I'm so excited to talk about this topic today. So when we talk about this self-esteem in children, what do we think about self-esteem? Do you think that it's only you as an adult that will have this low or high self-esteem? Do you think that children also don't have low or high self-esteem? It's overall, both in adults and both in children. So self-esteem in children is the overall sense of what in them, how they see themselves, how they carry themselves. How does your kids carry themselves? How does they feel like when they are together with other children? Have you ever noticed whether they feel very high, whether they feel that I'm number one, like I am here? Do your kids hide themselves? Do your kids feel that like they are scared of the world? I think in my previous video I mentioned about this being scared. How do your kids feel? Because it is the personal value, how the low self-esteem in them, this derive about how the overall, how they see themselves, whether they are scared of the world, they are scared of they are scared of things, they are scared to try new things, they are scared when they are walking. How do they walk? How do they see themselves? How do they think? How do they see? Maybe do they think they are worth something, or they are nothing? This is self-esteem. And now then, when we talk about self-esteem in children, there are many issues. There are many things that will trigger your children to have high and low self-esteem, which I'm very much excited to talk about it. If your children will have a high self-esteem, if your children will have a low self-esteem, this all depends on you as a parent. This all depends on you as a guardian. Now, one, I have driven three things that will make your children to have a high self-esteem, and also three things that will make your children to have a low self-esteem. Now we have to discuss first the three things that will make your children to have a high self-esteem. Number one is feeling supported. how do you support your children? Do you support them that when they come back from school, they didn't make it like they have a lot of remark about not coaching, not following up with their children, with their mates? How do you support them? Do you push them out? What do you do when your children come back home and feel bad that I didn't do well in the school? He come back to home and explain to you that my mark, see, this is supposed to be 100% and I'm getting 20%. What do you do in that moment? That is number one. Number two is love. Kiss. I have talked about this love, like this my channel, almost all the things that I have talked about, the importance of good mental health has always channeled about loving our children. And that is why now, as we are talking about the self-esteem, what are the self-esteem in children? Is how bring us back again to love. How do you love your children? How do you love those kids around you? Love, they need love. Because if you don't love them, it has many negative impact on them. This is number two, love. Third part of it is your words. I can say criticizing. What are your words? How do you talk to your children? That is another thing that will trigger them to develop a low or high self-esteem. Your words. What are your words? What are the things that you speak to your children? These are the third. Number one, as I mentioned it clearly, number one is support. How do you support your children? Number two, love. How do you love your children? Number three is your words. Words. What are the things that you say to those children? So now when we talk about support, supporting our children has a very long way to go in their life. As I mentioned earlier, I said earlier, none of nobody, you or me, nobody come to this earth with low or high self-esteem. It is not inbuilt. It was never inbuilt and it will never be inbuilt. So we derive that high esteem and low self-esteem from our upbringing, from how we were brought up as a child. So how do you support your children for them to have a high self-esteem? Number one, you support them when they come back from school. When they come back from playground, they come to you, Mommy, Daddy, this happened, this, that. They feel bad. They want encouragement. They want something. They want to hear something from you. So what do you say? How do you support them when they feel down? What do you talk to them? What do you say to them? Do you say, go out, you are a failure, you are this or that? How do you support your children? That triggers how their self-esteem will be channeled, whether it's going to be low or it's going to be high. When you support them in a good way, when they come back to you, I didn't make it. This subject, Mommy, I did not. This subject is so. She or he will say a lot of things, a lot of negative things. This teacher, this subject, this, that is. Do you follow him or her to say, oh no, that subject is varies? Or do you tell him you can do better? This is nothing. I trust you. Hey, you can do better. This is nothing. Just keep trying. Keep trying. Do like this. Do like that. Don't worry. You are going to make it. I know you will. I can see that in you. Do you say this kind of words to them? Or you tell them, I know. You don't. What do you even know? You don't know anything. How will you even know it? Do you tell them? How do you think you can make it while all you do is waste around? You don't even have sense. Oh my God. If you are saying this kind of negative words to them, you are killing their self-esteem. You are making it to the lowest level. But when you speak to them, you tell them, I know you can do this. I can see, I know you. Are you? My child, I know. Then the child will start seeing him or herself as that great person. And that is what it's called. What is high self-esteem? Once you begin to speak these positive words, tell him or her that I know you can do this. I know you are more than this. I know what is math, what is physics. I know this is nothing. I can see you. You are a great child. You can. When you are saying this kind of words, you are upgrading. You are like, it's like you have plugged a wire in a socket. You have plugged his or her self-esteem that is begin to charge from minutes to minutes, from day to day, from hour to. So now when we talk about love, when you always have a good support to them, you support them however they behave, whatever they say. When they feel down, you support them, you encourage them. They will never have a low self-esteem. They will keep on growing up, seeing themselves higher, seeing themselves as the best among all. They will go outside, they will walk with ability of a high person, as a high personality. You know who I am. My mom said I can do this. My mom said I am great. My mom said, they will have those things in their mind. The chemical of a high self-esteem will be imposed on them because of the words you speak to them. And then you will see them walking like kings and princes. Wherever they are high. They don't have to fear. They are not scared. If they go back to that subject, they will beat that subject. Because my mom said I can do this. What is physics? I can handle it. What is math? I can handle it. What is anything? Because you have spoke that positive word, you have supported him with a very high words that charged their self-esteem and charged it to the highest level. You see, I am very excited to this topic because it is one of the things that have drawn me back to all the things I have said in my channel about the importance of good mental health to our children. Self-esteem. So the second one is love. How do you love them? It's just like this support and love have these three words about like support, your words, your love is just the same thing in a reality, just like the same thing, but it has different direction on how you place it. That make it three different things. But in actual, as an adult, like if you look at it, it's just like it's the same thing. But when you describe it as I'm describing it, you will now understand it. Support, you support them when they are down. Then love, you love them. I have talked about this love like uncountable time in my previous video. You love them, even when they feel like you know that they are not making it. Like when the child will come back from school and then you know that this subject, what he has failed, he is not supposed to have failed it, but you love him. No, you are my child. I know you can do this. That is love. Because if you don't love your child, there is no way you can speak a positive words to them. But when you love them, that is when you will trigger that support. So we need to love our children. If you don't have love, please learn to love before you have a child. Otherwise, don't bring a child on this earth if you don't know what is love. Because you are not going to bring a child, you are not going to bring a woman. If you are not a person that loves, if you don't know what is love, that you can't even give your children love, if you are bringing a child on this earth, you are bringing a vampire. I have said this earlier. So love. When you love your children, that will trigger their high self-esteem. Then the third part of it is your words. Well, how do you speak to them? How do you talk to your children? Do you talk to them that they feel scared on this earth, that they feel scared of everyone? When you speak to them in that way, they will have a low self-esteem. Because when you don't speak to them, when you don't have a good ways to speak to your children, those kind of things will make them to develop a low self-esteem. Your words like you are nothing. We are just spending money for you for nothing. We put you in a very high school and then you can't even bring us a good result. Those are the words that will make them to feel low. They will have a very low self-esteem because your words are not encouraging, it's not supporting them. We put you to a high school. We do this for you. We are working hard for you to be somebody, but what are you bringing to us? Nothing. Those are the things that will trigger your children to have a very low self-esteem. Don't say those kind of words. It's a red line. Don't. Speak to them in a way that they will feel love. And then that will trigger them to have a high self-esteem. So now when we talk about what are the things that we shouldn't do, or what are the things that we should do that will trigger them to have a low self-esteem, is the opposite of the thing that I have discussed now. When you don't support them, when you don't love them, and when you don't give them a positive words. These are the things that will make them to have a very low self-esteem. When you don't support your children, when they come back to you and explain how their day went, when they run to you and say, "Mommy, that happened," and then you say, "Can you just go? I know it will happen because you are useless." You know what you have done that time? You have triggered the low self-esteem. You have made it, you have used iron and pressed it down. He or she will start seeing herself as nothing because you have said, "You go away because we know you are nothing. How do you think you are going to pass this exam? How do you think you are going to make it?" You have so love when you don't love them. So it's just the opposite part of what you do to them to have a high self-esteem, are just the opposite part of what you will do, and then we have a low self-esteem. Children, they need a lot of support and a lot of love and a lot of words, positive words, encouragement. Those are the things. You need a lot of love. And when you are doing a whole lot, like you are supporting them in a good way, you love them, and then you are speaking a positive words to them. This is your word, your work. If you're doing all that, that means you are doing your job as a guardian and as a parent. But when you are doing all those things and still you see your child not following up, being scared, not standing, not having that self-esteem as he or she is supposed to have, then you know that something is wrong, that you need to see your pediatrician. Because if you are doing all those things and then your child is still not standing, still not being, seeing him or herself as qualified for anything, then you have to visit a pediatrician. But there is nothing those pediatricians will do than what you will do earlier. It doesn't take much. It does not cost money for you to love your children, for you to support them. Those are the things that is not much. You need it. You need to do those things. You need to know the kind of words that you speak out. You need to know what are the body language, what are the things you do. When they are not making it, what are your body language? Those things, when they look at you, you don't know they are observing a lot of things. Your body language are showing them whether you are angry. You may be angry. They may fail in the school. You may be unhappy because they fail. But don't let them see it. Encourage them. Let them know that they can do better. Advise them in so many ways. There shall be a different way that you as an adult, as a parent, as a guardian, will let them know, if this one is not working like this, can we try like this? These are the best way. Instead of being a violent parent, being a violent guardian, there is so many ways that you can do this. Instead of visiting a pediatrician, you can do it as a parent. But when you have done all those things and still the child is not having a very good self-esteem, is still having a low self-esteem, then you have to visit. Because maybe there is another thing that is causing it. Anxiety can also cause a low self-esteem. Depression can also cause a low self-esteem. But all those things can be prevented when you love your children, when you are handled, when you are supported, when you bring them up in a very good way to improve their mental health. If you bring your children up in a good way, you have no reason to be scared, because definitely they are going to have a very high self-esteem. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you guys in my next video. If you have subscribed recently, a lot of people, I have received so many messages, people asking me, I did give away last time this and that. Yes, I did give away, but I can only do give away when I am deemed to, not because you subscribe to my channel and then you. Please, thank you for watching. If you have come across this video and you have not subscribed to my channel, I believe if what I'm doing is something that pleases you, please subscribe and comment and click the notification button, that whenever I post any video, you will be among those people that will see it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.